We're back in Hitman 3, but we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be taking a look at the first Hitman game. So that's right, if you have certain access packs, you're actually able to take a look at the older games within Hitman 3 and actually get benefits when doing so. So yeah, this is kind of a very fascinating addition to the game. So we are on Xbox Series X. That means we're getting a native 4K resolution with 60 FPS, HDR support, and yeah, it looks kind of wonderful. But what's, again, really cool is that the entirety of the Hitman series is included in Hitman 3 for you to enjoy. And on top of that, these older games actually get benefits. I'd love to do maybe like a side-by-side comparison. I don't know how much folks would be interested in that sort of thing. But yeah, they've actually changed a number of elements of the experience. You know, outside of obviously boosting the resolution, improving the frame rate, the trees have been redone. There's a revamp of the lights, the AI system, and everything like that. It's quite fascinating. I love messing these people up. Yeah, real considerate. But yeah, it's just kind of this really beautiful way to go back and enjoy this first entry in this latest take on the Hitman series. And I love this. So actually, I got to review every release, because this was episodic when this first came out back in the day. This, this map was the first one. And it's really fascinating to be back here again, because I remember being blown away by the crowd density. But now the crowds, not only are they like dense, but they're running with beautiful level of fluidity. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of amazing to be back here taking a look at it, but seeing it improve to such a degree. It's kind of amazing. And of course, you get all the benefits of the content that is available in Hitman 3 on top of that, and it kind of just works together to be the ultimate Hitman experience. But yeah, I was actually considering going and taking a look at the first Hitman game, but then I was like, you know what? It's kind of really cool that we can actually experience this classic original Hitman title, but have it run infinitely better than it would if I was to play the other Hitman title. I think that's just kind of fascinating. Can we put that away for now? Yep, okay. I don't know, I find it really quite neat, and again, like the graphical improvements here are absolutely fantastic. This is a very great and heavily detailed environment, and the map selection here is absolutely fantastic. Because we're mostly, like, I'm going to show, I think, 2 maps is the goal here. 2 of the levels, and just kind of talk about the experience. Because this one really kind of, I was going to go kill that guy. This one really sets the stakes for the episodes and the games to follow, but it's a lot smaller in terms of scope. You're on a mission, you have goals, there are things you need to do, and you're just given freedom to tackle them. And that's what was so cool about this entry, was the fact that you get to really just have the freedom to come up with things, the freedom to complete these challenges. I thought it was absolutely fascinating and such a thrilling time, and then to see that kind of evolve with each entry has been an absolute joy along the way. And then, there's also like the contract modes, so you get really unlimited replayability if you want to, keep coming back here and doing different things and different challenges. There's like one where it was like Charlie's Angels, and I thought that was absolutely hilarious to take in. But yeah, it's just like, it's remarkable that you're able to come in here and enjoy this to the degree that you're able to. Like, I mean, look at the density here. It's absolutely fascinating to me. Just like the sense of scope, the things going on, all the AI, and then to have it running all cleanly and looking and playing far better than it ever was before, it's just kind of amazing. And it's not even through some sort of like backwards compatibility thing. It's like the developers actually care enough about their game to support it past its initial heyday, and I think that is really quite honorable and just a fantastic time. And this set piece in here, like this Paris area, is just, to me, quite remarkable. I love the look of this place. I love the style of it. It's so much fun. And again, this is a game that you can kind of play multiple ways, right? You can be aggressive, you can be tactical, You can do good things, you can do bad things, you know, it's really up to you and how you want to experience this thing. But now we're going to switch up levels. That's a good point right there. So this is a later level in the game. I don't think it really spoils anything, it's just new targets basically that you get to see. But yeah, just like every other entry in this Hitman series, there's cinematic points that are sprinkled across that you're able to enjoy, and it kind of tells a story that's building up a tale into the background and the context of these adventures that Agent 47 is being sent on. But this map's really cool because it gives a really good sense of scale and luxury as well. I quite enjoy this location because it's very distinct and a lot of fun to kind of do your thing on. That's the thing, right? Because I think you can like kill people, like throw them in the water, and that's the fun of this. Is like you can go nuts and you can kill like every single person here. It's wild, and you can be like guns blazing. You can do smart stuff. We're a little bit crazy because we're kind of crunched for time and we're gonna be random and wild, and that's kind of the fun of it. But yeah, it's just kind of this really insane adventure where you're able to play all of these neat levels and tackle all of these different challenges. I really quite liked what it delivered. Sorry man, we gotta kill you because I need your disguise in order to hide. But yeah, then you're discovering all of these new areas and seeing all these new people and like hiding bodies and figuring out like all these little secrets in order to get the job done. And it's just kind of a game that offers so much freedom in how you tackle challenges, and I love that. There are so few games out there that do anything even remotely close to what this one does. And it's just like, it's so wonderful to return here basically. Because you know what, it has been a while, obviously, because I checked out the game back in the day and I didn't really return to it, but here I am kind of taking it in and enjoying what it has to offer, which is a wonderfully improved and graphically boosted experience. Like the fluidity and all that, it's just wonderful, and I think it adds a lot to kind of the scope and the style of this offering, which is such a blast. Yeah, it's cool to be back, really. It is neat because I just remember every single kind of release in the series. Like I remember each of these coming out in like individually, me having to like wait for the new releases because episodic content was all the rage. Oh, there's like a cool birthday party thing here. Totally forgot about this. And you wait for the content, and actually this is almost like perfect for episodic stuff, if that makes sense. Just in terms of like, if you could throw this like on Game Pass or something, it would have been fascinating because you could just like keep releasing episodes in different scenarios, and Agent 47 could just be taking out different people. You could go on forever technically doing this, and I think that's kind of a little bit fascinating. And again, it's like the challenge of really figuring out new ways to kind of get things done, to tackle the challenges, to figure out how you get the job done effectively. I think to me that's kind of just a lot of the fun of this one, because there's so many different opportunities for things you can do and people you can take out and disguises you can have, and secrets to explore along the way, because there's so many like weird places you could end up. Like you could like climb up here and go up this pole and get to like a completely different area. It's kind of wonderful. And you may initially be like, oh, it's okay, there's not a lot to this. I wanted more when the episodic stuff was coming out. But then when you like kind of go back and you keep playing it, you're like, oh, this is a really fascinating game, just in terms of like how much you could potentially replay this over and over again. I think that's kind of wonderful. These guys are really on their toes, that's for sure. It's almost like somebody killed somebody around here or something, right? Ooh, don't want to go in there because that guy knows who I am, which isn't good. But yeah, this first Hitman game, if you can enjoy it in Hitman 3, I do suggest doing so. If you have access to the original version, I think that might be a fun thing to kind of explore and take in as well, just because it is something so distinctly unique. Well, that was pretty easy. We should actually
now head towards an
exit here, because I think we could actually make it there successfully. But yeah, just a generally great game. And again, there's a few, like there's multiple different levels that you can kind of jump into and play. And some of them are really, really like difficult, and like they take a lot of tactical play to kind of like figure out, discover, if that makes sense. Like there's the one where you're kind of going through Colorado is crazy. The one in Japan is nuts. There's also one where you're kind of moving through this. It's like a place of unrest. So there's like big crowds where there's like, you know, like people are like, whoa, fighting for their freedom or something like that. And you're just stuck in the middle of 47 trying to get your job done. And I think that is so creative and so different. I hope I kind of showed off enough of what the first game is about, because again, this is like, well, it's in Hitman 3. This is very much content from that first game. This is a part of that first game experience that you're kind of seeing and witnessing right now. Does it blend in? I guess we'll kind of take that as like an XP thing or something, a little bit intel. But yeah, such a delightful time. Oh, we're taking the boat. The boat exit is so fun. Like zoom off into the water, and it's a perfect ending to our experience and our look at the first Hitman game. Beautifully touched up through this package. You can play it, you know, the old way if you want, but seriously, I think you're just completely missing out on such a worthwhile time if you don't play it with these improved features. Honestly, it just really completes the experience in my opinion, and takes it to new heights that it never reached prior.